Hi, everyone. My name is Anna, and I want to welcome everyone. Make yourself comfortable. How is everyone? Can you give me a thumbs up? Are you good energy today? Everybody's good? Are you okay? Are you down? How are you? Good, good. I have Joe coming from the UK, working on your feminine energy. Great. Lucy, London, explore feminine energy with regards to business. Okay, I like that. That's specific. Suzanne, Sweden, evolve my inner self. Yes. Lucy, have COVID. I'm sorry. I have a bit of a flu today, so my voice is a little bit. What brings you here? Like, I really want to invite you all to be specific throughout the whole workshop, because the more specific, the more we go deep, the more you're going to get from this. And I want to say, this workshop is free, of course. Everyone signed up. It's a free workshop for everyone. It's the first time you meet me. I'm very grateful for your time. I'm going to give you my best, be very present, and give you as much content as I can in the time we have. Obviously, you can only do so much with, brand new people for such amount of time, but I know I can give you a lot, and I can plant some seeds for you. I've done this workshop many times, and I can see really strong outcomes when you put your heart into it and your mind into it. So I know it's free, but I want you to imagine you paid £1,000 to be here. So imagine you paid £1,000 to be here for 75 minutes with me. And I want you to ask yourself, how would I show up if I had paid that? How would I answer the questions? How would I listen? Would I be writing notes? So really try to give yourself the chance, give yourself the means to take it in as much as you can, okay? So can I get yes, committed? Are we committed? Yes. We're here, so we may as well just go full in. Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm going to show you what to expect today. This is 75 minutes. It's going to go really quick, and I guarantee you I will leave you on time. You're going to understand the why, because the why is the first step. Why you feel disconnected from your sensual, feminine self, how to change that. Or perhaps you're not feeling disconnected, but you want to feel even more connected. So we're going to talk about that. I have created a method. It's a 3-month method, and I work in small groups with women. And what I want to do today is share with you the key learnings from that method. It's the 3 key shifts that help high-performing women to feel more magnetic, more powerful, more alive. You're going to do a vision exercise with me. It's not very long, obviously, because we don't have that much time, but you're going to start seeing really what's possible for you. And I'll just guide you through that. That's a technique I use a lot. It works really well. So stay with me. We'll do that toward the second part. And at the end, I will be presenting to you a way to move forward if you want to go deeper and actually get to work and really shift your identity around who you are as a woman and your feminine power. Do not worry, I'm not going to push for any sales or anything like that. This is very much like, I just want to give you value, and I want you to, I feel very passionate about this topic. You will hear it, you will see. So let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Anna Laurence, and I'm from France originally, live in London at the moment. I've been traveling and living abroad for 20 years almost. I like to say I had different lives. Like I've lived many lives like a cat, because I have lived in France, I've lived in Canada for 10 years, lived in the UK, different countries. I've been moving a lot. And then career-wise, I've also done a lot. I studied law, I did a master's in law. I was very focused and organized and strategic in my mind. But then after that, I created some social enterprises in the social justice area. So my goal was to make an impact. But then when I was also a dancer, I was a stripper for many, many years. I loved it. It was always a choice for me. You can probably see the smile when I talk about it, because it was really fun, and it was like a It's a crazy lifestyle, obviously, when you're a stripper, especially when you work in different clubs in the world. And I've learned so much from that. I've learned to be in my feminine, strong, sensual, but from a place of power where you dictate, you command the room, you dictate how you want to be perceived, who you want to work with, how you want to be operating, really. So I've learned a lot about that. And I take all of these learnings from running social enterprises, running my own business as a coach, being a dancer, self-employed for 15 years. So all of that, and I package that into my coaching. I'm really passionate about coaching women who I like to say are high achievers. And what I mean by that is women who have their shit together. They've done things in their life. They have maybe a family, maybe kids, maybe a husband to manage, like many women. Like you kind of have a lot going on and you might have lost touch with your more soft, feminine, sensual, that more vibrant side of yourself. So that's who I work best with based on my experience. And so I coach women in doing that. Why am I telling you all of that? Is because the first thing I like to cover, and it's something we spend time with my clients on, is to start by seeing all aspects of yourself as a woman, all aspects of yourself, different life experiences, different character traits that might be conflicting. So you would think somebody who studied law did a master in law and was stripping is not the same person, or maybe it's not really coherent, but actually it is, in the sense that actually it's me. And so a big part of the work and being more feminine and sensual is it starts by connecting to your full self. And we'll talk more about that in a minute, but really like seeing all aspects of yourself and embracing that and building harmony within yourself. And you can be all of it. So if you feel like you've been leading from your masculine, meaning go, 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 running after things, getting shit done, the good news is you can embrace your feminine without shutting down or reducing your masculine. You can actually be all of it. So we'll go deeper into that, but I wanted to give you that upfront because I want us to be all in that abundance mindset. You don't need to remove things. You don't need to strip things. You don't need to reduce. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to open it and open up to yourself first, and then the world opens to you. How does it sound so far? Is it landing somehow? Like, is it a good start? Is it a good start? Yes, good. Thanks, Lucy, for the okay, Joe, fabulous. Yes, so let me see the comments for a second. Joe is paying attention, taking notes, commenting, love it. I would love to know who I actually am. Trust and sensual self, Janeke. Yes, we will talk about that for sure. Going through a divorce law, sorry to hear. So a lot of my clients are women who are going through divorces. I think it's like at that stage of life where it's like, fuck that, I'm out. I'm going to move on and have a better life for myself. So I love that energy when we go through big changes in life. We have that raw energy. We're feeling very raw and fragile, but that's usually when we learn, when we change, and that's a really good time to work on yourself. Part of the work is also to support each other as women and to understand that we more or less were going through the same things. So let's crack on. I like to state where we're at a little bit. So this is like a very simple stage of life for a woman, according to me and according to my experience coaching women and being. I think when we're younger, in childhood, we're in that being, we're in that just being raw, we are. And we learn and we experience and we, that's all. And then when we become adult, young adult, usually around in our 20s, we start being in our doing, which means go, 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 build a career. We switch to, we need to do, we need to complete, we need to achieve, we need to build a life. And that's completely healthy and all right. And we should absolutely do that. But then slowly, as we start getting a little bit older in our 30s, 40s, even 50s, 60s, we start seeing that we might have lost track with our being. And what I mean by that is where we're getting sucked into the day-to-day and juggling and doing things, but we don't have enough time or energy or bandwidth to be in your being, to actually feel, take time, appreciate, breathe, develop maybe your creative self, your sensual self. I believe to be in that sensual feminine energy, that more raw, flowy, beautiful, softer energy, you need to go back to your being. And I like to say it's a being 2.0. It's your new way. It's like, okay, now I'm at that stage that I've done the doing, not to say I'm not going to be doing anymore. Of course, I will keep doing. But now I'm going to carve space in that next stage of my life to be again. And it's going to be my adult, grown-up, sexy, daring woman who's like unapologetic and just get what the fuck she wants. So I tend to swear, so I hope you don't mind. That's my style. I mean, not to say I need to swear, but some days I like to swear. So this is like bit here, what you see on the screen, like this little arrow and this part. This is very much where I like to intervene as a coach, as a guide, as a teacher. So it's like you've been in your doing and you're like on the upper end of your doing. You're like, oh, I can't be doing more. I can't. Something needs to change. I want to be in my strong feminine. I want to go back to my intuitive, my magnetic higher self. And for that, I believe you need to learn to switch back to your being. And that's your new version of yourself. And it's super exciting because usually you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, even 70s. And you're like, yeah, that's like a brand new chapter for me. And so it's beautiful. It's beautiful work, which is why I love doing that and in like supporting in that stage. So I want to tell you why this is important. And then I'm going to show you my pillars for my methods. You're going to have some things to take away with you. That's something I talk about with my clients a lot. And I need to mention it to you all because I think it's something we need to understand. I call that the virtuous cycle. It's a spiral. It starts in the middle here, right here. You might be at the beginning of learning your new you, your more sensual, feminine self. Or maybe you've already started that work and you're looking for speeding that up, and that's what made you sign up today. I believe that at the beginning, when you're at the center of the spiral, at the very beginning, you need to learn a new method, a new approach. You need to learn about your new self. You need to uncover that new self. And you're going to learn to shift your identity slowly. And so the good news is it's like a snowball effect. You do the heavy work at the beginning, and then it starts creating opportunities, and it's creating that's why it's a spiral. It grows. It's like a snowball effect. You learn something new about yourself, you're practicing and you're learning new habits, you're implementing the new habits that are the reflection of your new you. And those can be really small things like a 1-minute visualization in the morning, can be anything, but not just visualization. I'm talking like actual actions in the world, like maybe the way you interact with people around you, somebody specific. You change small things and you will see it does domino effect. You change small things at the beginning, which might be an effort, and it requires training your mind, because you need to start seeing your new self. You need to build it. And then slowly it does the domino effect, and you're going to shift your identity. And that's really the key of any life changes, any big significant change, is to shift your identity. What I mean is change how you see yourself, change how others see you. You do that by changing some habits, developing new things. So if for you, it's you want to be more sensual, more feminine, more in touch with that creative, flowy, sexy self, that's how it starts. You learn something new. And today is your seed for that. Okay. Then once you shift your identity, you get to your authentic feminine happy, which is attractive. It attracts, in a broad sense, it attracts people, opportunity, and then that's when you get the big outcomes: love, financial success, whatever you want. And I see that with my clients. It's not like something you do in a week, 2 weeks. It's something that you need to invest in. You need to invest time. You need to make that a priority, not the only one, but a priority. And you often need to be supported. I would love to see any comment, any reaction, anything that you're taking away already. I know we've only done the beginning, but any takeaway for you already, I would love to see that in the comments. Seeing Angie saying, love this as, where is that? Ultimately feminine, but still independent and dynamic. Yes. Small step is achievable. Yes, Lucy. Thanks for sharing that. Absolutely. Everything is like that in life. Like when you build something, it's small step, one day after the other. Angie, I've been working on getting back to my authentic self. Yes, taking note, small steps. A shift would be great. Are there hints to not getting stuck at the sticking to new habits? Yes, Jenny, I think often we pick the hard path. Things don't need to be hard. I believe, I'm biased. I offer coaching, and I offer coaching in very small groups of women, because I believe the power of the group is the extra thing that will get you it will get you that extra push that you need. And when you're on your own, it's harder. So I'm biased, but I do believe in the power of the group. I believe in being guided, being supported. You don't need to do it alone. And often it is time, it is investment, but it pays off because you change who you are not who you are, but you evolve to your next self. The Badass Woman method, I'm going to show you. It's like a triangle, and it's a 3-month program. I want you to have at least the skeleton so you can take it. I call it the Badass Woman because I like this idea of like being daring and taking what you want in life. I don't like the definition that you often see about being in your feminine, being passive, being receptive, and you basically let everyone decide for you, and you're just like, oh yeah, okay. I don't like that. So I like the idea of like a badass woman is a woman who's extremely feminine, but like in a strong way. I refer to when I was dancing, where at the end of the day, because when you dance, you sell dances. So if you want to make money, you have to go out and sell dances. If you just wait for the men to choose you, what the hell is that? Like, you're being passive, you're not making as much, but on top of that, you're not like deciding for yourself. It's like the clients are choosing you. No, I choose them. I choose who is good enough to get a dance from me. So it's the same in life. It's this idea that I like to be that's why I think you need the masculine and the feminine, because it's a beautiful combination where you're like your full self. Ultimately, what I want everyone to get to is tap into their inner fire. I call this inner fire. You can call it life force, your kundalini energy, your whatever spiritual thing you're into. At the end of the day, we're talking about that life force, that magnetic, authentic power that you have in yourself. So that's the goal. We want this to be big, to be bold. We want this to be attractive. I believe we get to that because that is, for me, being in your feminine and sensual. It's to be in your inner fire, and because your senses are activated. You're like in your life. You're like in the driver's seat. You're leading your life, and you're leading that with pleasure, with bliss, just in it. You're like fully embracing the bliss, the pleasure, and all of that. And that starts the spiral where when you start feeling happier, you're starting to really get a lot of positive outcome, and it's the domino effect. You start being attractive to the right people, whether it's business, love. And so you need your inner fire to be, big. My technique, my method is we have 3 chapters, 3 months. Be free, be sensual, and be bold. I will walk you through these 3, and then we'll do a visualization where you visualize that. Is there any question so far? Any comment, any question? I'm seeing Sophie's comment, been in my masculine for the majority of my life for both child and adult experiences, holding a lot of control over myself and my environment, and would like to create more balance, but leaning into the feminine can feel unsafe. Absolutely. And being able to learn those small steps to move forward with that shift will be very helpful. I love your comments, Sophie. I hear a lot of women telling me exactly that, so you're not alone. It's a fair thing. It's a fair feeling. I want you to know, actually, that's a good transition. Here is the next thing. I want us to talk about the goal. The goal, in my opinion, I talked to you about the inner fire. We want to be in both our feminine sensual boldness, meaning expressive, magnetic, intuitive, embodied, like really, it starts, especially for me, because I am a dancer. I use a lot the body, the sensation in your body. That's how we start feeling more feminine, more sensual. It's like the sensation, the sense of pleasure, giving permission to ourselves. And I will talk more about that in the sensual part. You want to be emotionally attuned. You're an emotional being. All good. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be emotional, but you're attuned to the world. You're in control, not in control, but you're like allowing that in yourself. You're receptive, powerful, you're cyclical, like the seasons, like your cycle, and you are creative, and there's a creative flow. And then the masculine boldness, which I'm sure you know very well, because we do live in a patriarchal society where the masculine way has been the way. It has been the way. And absolutely nothing against men. I love men. We all do. It's great. But it's time for women to shape the world as much as men have been doing it. So you know what it is to be in your masculine when you're at work, when you're leading the home and having to do the laundry and all of that. You have to be structured, you have to be strategic, you have to be assertive, you often have to be direct. It's more like a linear thinking where you're like, you have to pick on a path and you have to do it. Many of us have been operating in that mode. And I believe that actually you can have both. You can be the leader in your own life, and you can tap into both energy, and it's like a dance. That's the goal. I want to ask you 2 questions. So the spiral I showed you, let me show you again. This virtuous cycle here. What's the end goal? What's your big outcome? What is it that you would get if you, let's say you're doing this work and it's going amazing, and maybe we're in a year time. I want you to tell me what's the outcome. Where would your spiral or cycle take you if you really did this work? Jenny, so if you want the slides, you can do screenshots I don't mind everyone taking screenshots. You can have the visuals, but then all of that is, if you work with me, if you decide to work with me, then you have access to all of that. I have an online platform with lots of visuals. resources, and exercises. Tell me, I want to know what you're working toward. What would happen if you did this work? And I want you to be specific, please. I don't want like, oh, I would feel great. I don't want that. I want like, what would actually happen? Would you meet a new love partner? Would you finally have a healthy relationship with your husband? Maybe you would have better sex, better orgasm. Maybe you would have a raise at work. Maybe you would get more clients for your coaching business. So be specific. I will be running a business that turns me on and creating clients who are in alignment, exactly, who are fun to work with. Yes. I think it's a really good outcome and it's achievable. Satani, I want to be a better version of myself, not relying on others to make myself happy instead of relying on myself. Yes. Yes. So you want to be in that grounded core. That's why your inner fire, you work on that energy so that you're like solid. You're solid. No matter who's around you, no matter what's happening outside in the world, you know who you are. And I believe you know that from being your full self. Janneke, life soul mission, the best sex and marry, do my best job helping people. Yes, okay, wonderful. It's doable. You can have the best sex. You can have the best orgasm. Jenny, happy, energized, confident, love my job, hoping it goes permanent. Okay. Look in the mirror and not be critical. Yes. So, and then small things. I like that, like skincare routine, all of it. You can have it all. Satani, really enjoy career-wise. I have a great job, but I want to do something that I feel that burns, that turns you on as well. Reconnect with the husband. Yes, I coach a lot on love. It's funny, I coach more and more on it. And it's actually really fun because you can see results very clearly when it works. Okay, let's talk about the first pillar, which is this one. We're going to talk about be free. So the reason I have this first, be free, is because I want you, I started talking about that in the introduction, permission to be your full self. And I want you to start seeing yourself 360 degrees. Because the issue, and that's what I hear a lot, is women saying, oh, I feel like I'm performing, I'm producing, I'm achieving things, but I feel numb. I feel like I'm not really myself. I hear, oh, I feel like I have to hide parts of myself in different areas. So at work, I can't be my full self. I have to be that person, that more productive, simple. And I also hear a lot, I make myself small. I make myself small. I also hear I build a life by being what everyone else need me to be. I'm more in the reactive mode where I'm reacting to what the world needs around me. Do you identify with some of that? Can I get a thumbs up if you do? This is about being your full self. And that means your strategic, silly, wild, and wise self. So you're not going to choose anymore. You're going to learn to be a whole woman. And I gave you the example of when I was, or like my life. So for a long time, I was anxious almost about introducing myself because I was like, oh, what part of me should I talk about? Should I talk about what? Like the dancer? I'm a painter as well. So I paint abstract. Should I talk about that? Should I talk about whatever? So I was really anxious. And as a result, I was making myself small because I felt like people couldn't take it in. And so it's really like this work starts by giving yourself permission to be all of it and to actually stop caring and be like, okay, you know what? This might be overwhelming, but this is who I am. And I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and that. And I'm going to stop apologizing for being who I am. And I like to use the example of Letitia, who is one of my clients. She has a part-time job. She's got 2 kids, single mom, and she has a cosmetic business as well that she created, and she loves it. But she felt it was really hard for her to lead that business. Letitia was like, I have this side business that I want to develop, but I feel like I have to be in my masculine. I have to be serious. She felt like she had to put her man pants on, to operate that business. And the work we did was to actually see who she was at her core, like her deep sense of self. And what came up was she's very childlike. She's like a very childlike, bubbly, light, and she's very girly. She loves pink. Her whenever we work together, her notebook was all pink, written in pink, everything was pink. And she's so cute, and but she's also very responsible, and she has all of that in her. In fact, she realized by working on this, at the end, she decided to embrace all sides of herself in her business, and that meant that she was just her true voice. So her branding changed, her communication changed so that it would reflect who she is. And that was a very girly, childlike, cute woman. And the business actually really picked up because her social media posts were much more authentic, much herself. And she was just like unapologetic, like, I'm just going to be super girly and spontaneous and creative and silly. And it really worked. So that's just an example to show you that sometimes we think we need to be one way, but actually, no, we need to be authentic to ourselves. So the first job for you is to see what's one area of your life where you feel you're not fully showing up. I'm going to ask you to answer that actually. What's one area of your life where you don't fully show up? That's the first part. The second part, what would change if you did? What would change in your life if you start fully showing up in that part, in that area? And I want you to be specific as much as you can. The goal is really to be your full self. Suzanne wants to be confident in myself, socializing, and in sexual dating. Yes. Sensual. Yes. We'll talk about that actually next. Jenny, lots of area. I feel drained lots of the time. Really bad at organizing self-care, things that would make my personal life and the health. Okay. So healthy eating, like kind of self-care. That's something I usually, when I start working with people, the first thing we need to cover the bases. If you don't sleep well, if you don't prioritize your sleep, if you don't eat healthy-ish, and if you don't exercise, coaching can only get you so far. At the end of the day, your emotions and your body can only do as, like, you need to feed it with healthy habits if you want your brain chemistry to work and if you want to actually feel good. It starts by basic health care. More authentic, attracting right people. As much as you can, try to be even more specific, everyone. So what would actually happen if you start showing up your full self? Let's say you're showing up your full self at work. What would happen? So yes, for instance, Janneke, at the end, your answer is really good because it's specific. It's like, I would buy myself flowers. I would quit smoking. I would eat healthy. These are concrete things. And the more concrete, the more likely you're going to do it. Because, if I tell you, oh, I just want to be happier, like, it's like, okay, but I mean, what does that mean? How do I start? Like, so be specific as much as you can. The sensual part, the part that many of you came for. And I talk about all these other things because you can't just be turning on your sensuality if you're not connected to your body, if you're not free to be yourself. Like, you need all of this in place in order to develop your sensual. When you lack sensuality, when you're not in your feminine sensual, usually you're very much in your head. you lost touch with pleasure, with that softness of life. Maybe you're not feeling very creative. Women tell me, I feel awkward or unsafe expressing my feminine side. I feel like, other women are going to judge me if I'm being too sensual, or I feel like the wrong kind of attraction from men. So this is often because you're not in the driver's seat when you express your sensuality. So my goal is to help you get to that sense of like, I can be sensual and still have the power, still be in command. So sensuality starts with your senses. So, the senses, because the word sensuality starts with your senses. So sense of seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, like all those senses are where it starts. What does it mean? It means that it starts with being embodied, being in touch with your body, your body needs to be awakened. So a quick fix that is not going to make you sensual, like suddenly 100%, but it will start the work is by reconnecting to your senses. So like touching with your face, appreciating the feelings, appreciating the smell, and actually slowing down to appreciate the food you eat, and just be. And so that presence is the first way to be sensual. Think about it. When you admire a sensual woman, she's usually slowing down. She would be like touching her hair slowly, not because she's insecure and she's like, it's more like, oh, my hair is great, I'm going to touch it. So, it's this kind of like being like slowing down and appreciating the moment. And it also means if you are in the company of somebody you're attracted to, taking time to look into their eyes, taking time to maybe touch their skin, touch their hand. This is what it is to be sensual. That's how it starts. So slow down, connect to your senses, and practice that. The other thing I want to do for you in terms of being sensual, and I'm really hoping that can help you, is remove the guilt. So remember, we live in that patriarchal society where there is a stigma for women to be using their sensuality, to be in full command of their body. Like religion, spiritual movements, almost every beliefs in the world, like religion, blame the woman, right? Blame the woman for being the sin, they're like temptation, the whore. Like there is a huge stigma around that. And we grew up this way. Whether we grew up in a religious way or not, it's around us everywhere. And we tend to pick on women who are using their sensuality. So to help you with that, I want you to think nature. Think about nature. Think about when you look at a garden or a forest or just a plant and look at it grow and see how it grows in all ways, shapes, colors, smell, and the abundance it does, the abundance it grows. And look at the flowers. The flowers are super colorful, all kind of shapes, smell, colors. Do you know why they do that? They do that because they want to be attractive to the pollinators, because that's cycle of life. Cycle of life is nature creating beings that are attractive to the bees, to the pollinators. And that's cycle of life. We are part of nature. We are a flower. We are a different version, but we are part of nature. We are here to be attractive. We are here to be sensual. We are here to be our full expression. When you look at a flower a plant with flowers, the flower is as bright, as beautiful, as big as it can be. And the flower is not thinking, oh my God, the flower next branch is going to feel intimidated by my pink, or I shouldn't take too much space because, I might threaten or I might attract the wrong bee. No, The flower is the full self, the full expression. And that's the cycle of life. That's nature. So you dimming yourself, dimming your light, you making yourself less attractive than you actually are is draining you because it's against nature. It's against what you're supposed to do. So you need to stop feeling guilty and learning, this bullshit from society that women shouldn't use their body to be whatever the fuck they want. You know what? I use my body to make money and I feel great and I'm smart and I'm accomplished and there's nothing wrong with me. So pick your version. I'm not saying everyone should be a stripper. Just pick your version. Like if you want to use your sensuality to whatever, do it, and pleasure, give yourself pleasure because pleasure is part of health. So like pleasure, like women having pleasure is also so much stigma. Most men jerk off every day. Like, do we blame them? Do we actually like create shows, podcasts around the problem around men jerking off every day? No, they jerk off every day. No problem with that. Wow, we saw like, oh my God. No, just, just enjoy. So this is my pep talk for you all because I feel strongly about that. I want us to live in a world where we can take more space and be sensual and not care. And then the last element is the bold. And the boldness is to have actions that reflect who you are. So what we talked about, the freedom, being free to be your full self, being sensual as you want, however you want. And now we're talking action. Actually, your actions are reflecting those parts of you. And it starts from, I believe, a grounded confidence. It's a sense, and you can even feel it now with me, like you're sitting and you're feeling grounded in your chair, in your couch, wherever you are. You're grounded, you're present, you're here with me. And yet you can feel like almost like a string that like you're connected. It's pulling you, it's slightly opening you up, you're elongated, and you're connected to the greater world. You're connected to the ceiling, the roof, the universe. So you're open, you're connected, you're straight, but at the same time, you're grounded. Can you feel it? So confidence starts there. I'm confident. I'm sitting properly. I have a good posture. I'm open to the world. I can operate in this world. And then your full expression. Your full expression is being that strong. You can play with polarity, being a strong masculine, a strong feminine, your full expression. And let me show you actually on my screen. So I have an onion. So this is the onion. It's the healthy masculine and feminine energy. And that's my version. The way I see it is the masculine here is the red and the feminine is the yellow and the orange. So the outside, you have a strong container. It's your masculine energy. It's holding everything together. It's strategic, solid, linear, all the things we talked about. In the middle, you have the tender, softer, organic, but also creative, beautiful, raw energy. And that's your feminine. And I believe that if you've been leading and in your being, in your doing, as I showed you at the beginning, in your doing, go, 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 I believe you have developed a strong masculine, a strong container. You're a solid person. You're grounded. Now that means you can hold that much more feminine. So that's why I'm saying you can have it all. You can be a strong feminine and masculine all in one. There's space for all of it. And in fact, the stronger your masculine is, the stronger your feminine is. And when you think of like role models, like I love to talk about Beyonce. Beyonce for me is like the ultimate queen, goddess, power. She's everything, right? She's like the best businesswoman in the world almost. She's rich and famous. She's super talented, super creative. Don't you think she's got the strongest feminine, right? She's like that wild feminine, like fire, but she's also actually very masculine when you think about that. She really has her shit together. She's a businesswoman. She's got strong boundaries. So I believe those very inspiring women, often when you look, they often have a strong masculine and feminine. And in fact, that's where it's about being bold. It's about expressing all of it. So I want to ask you, what would happen if you were leading from your full power, both your masculine and your feminine? I want you to put that in the chat, and then we'll do a visualization. Okay, some people have to go. Struggling with showing my soft side, being feminine, pleasing others. Yes, so pleasing others. Think of Laure, think about nature. Think about the flower on the tree. I know it's a silly, girly example, but the pink flower is not like, oh, I should be whatever. She just is. So, learn and remember that grounded posture. The exercise we'll do now will help you. So what would happen if you were leading from your full power, both your masculine and feminine? Lucy, I would be a hot, sexy, powerful, playful woman enjoying me, my body, my work, sex, love it. I would live a turned on life, creating the things that turn me on and bring pleasure. Love it. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Like your day-to-day would be very different if you switch to that energy. I think I would be more confident within myself, my decision, as well as work, socially. There would be less overthinking, self-doubt, more in balance. Motivation wouldn't be an issue, and I would probably progress more successfully, get back to making as well as, yes, getting by. Yes, absolutely. So remember, it's the domino effect or the spiral. Remember, like the hard work is at the beginning. You focus, you shift your identity, and then you will see things unravel. And it's not like you need to be in your push mode anymore because the domino started. I would do anything I like dance a lot, dress sexy, power, and create my best work, confident. Yes, very happy. Janeke, that's the thing. It's like you wake up and you're like feeling great because, life is a gift. Like, that's when you realize, like, I know it sounds so like big philosophical, but like, why are we even here? Like, like it goes back to life purpose. It's like, why am I even here? Like, as human, we don't even know why we're here. Like, it makes no sense. We may as well just have fun. Like, what are we like making ourselves small for? Like, for the men, like, and good men, they want big, powerful women. They don't want the like, I don't know. No, they want a big, powerful woman. Laure, I would be radiating, feel confident, powerful. Yes, unstoppable, finally at peace. Achieving my goal, being independent, my own place, work, start enjoying my interest. Yes. Okay, so everyone, let's, oh yes, yeah, I read that. So everyone, I want to invite you, we're going to do a 2-minute visualization, but you will see it's very powerful. So just sit back, close your eyes if you want. If visualization don't work, you can also write instead. But basically, I want you to sit comfortably. I want you to breathe, slow down your breathing. And just breathe naturally, but, consciously. And I want you to feel your body. I want you to feel what is the body feeling right now? Is there any sensation that are there for you to see and to feel? And breathe. The sensation could be you're feeling excited. Maybe you're feeling anxious. Could be feeling heavy, frustrated, or anything. It could be really good, really bad. We're not here to judge. We're not even assessing. We just want the body to be free to express itself. And the mind right now is at the service of the body. So it's just here to observe, to acknowledge. Now I want you to visualize yourself walking on a beach or walking on a path in a forest, anywhere in nature that feels good for you. And I want you to see that silhouette walking. It's you in 1 year. It's your new version of yourself. And you're observing her walking. And she's your most magnetic self. She's your higher self. And I want you to observe her. See how she walks. What is she wearing? Have a look, observe from a place of curiosity. What's her energy like? How does she smile? And now I want you to visualize her current life in 1 year time. Everything went amazing. She's the new version. She's the 2.0 version of you. And you want to know what her routine is like, what has changed. You can let her show you her typical day. How is it? How is her day to day, her energy? I want you to observe that. Where does she drink her coffee in the morning? How does she interact with people around her? Is her work situation has changed? And feel the change. Feel it. How does it feel for her, this new routine? Perhaps there's a feeling of joy, lightness. And now your present self is going to walk toward her, toward that future self. You're joining her. And you're standing in front of her now. Look at her. And she has a gift for you. She has something for you. Maybe it's an object that she wants you to have, or it's a thought, a few words that she wants to share with you. That's her gift to you. So just listen. And feel it in your body. And when you're ready, you can breathe deeply again, come back to your body. And you can stretch and take space and open your eyes, come back with me and take space. If you need to get up, do it. And I want you to tell me in the chat, did it work? Was there any learning for you? Janneke, yes, I want to be her. That's often the first step, is to visualize. That's what we do. When I work with people, we spend a lot of time on the vision. And I help you hold the vision for you so that it sticks until it's you. So it's like, that's true for everybody. That's your vision of yourself in a year. That's who you want to be. That's your 2.0. That's where you are now. We're going to move forward and we're going to hold that vision until you are there. So it's like you're making steps. And because it's a spiral, it's a positive loop. The hard part is only the first few months, and then you will see it starts paying off, and then you are the next version. It worked. She was happy, comfortable, secure, and relaxed. But there's a way to go. Yes, Jenny. Lucy, her energy was different from mine. Sensual, soft, powerful, sexy. It was good to feel it. Yes. So keep sharing. I will answer some questions in a few minutes. But first, I want to tell you all. So this is for you. If you're like, okay, this was powerful for me, this whole workshop. I can see the importance for me to create my 2.0 or to get closer to it. And I want to be supported in doing that. I want to move forward. I offer a one-on-one call with me. It's free, but it's only for you if you're like really, it's your priority. It's one of your priority. You really want to work on that. It's sort of an action plan where, again, we look at who that version of you is. We look at where you're at and we map out where you need, what are the steps for you to get to. It's more like a consultation. I'm not going to coach you, but I'm going to help you build that plan. And then toward the end of the call, we can decide if we want to work together. So if you feel you want to be supported by me, if I feel like I can support you, then I can offer a seat in my program, which is a 3-month program. I'm going to put the link for you if you want to book. It's a link to my calendar. And like I said, the call is free. I will say I'm asking 3 conditions for you to book a call. The first one is you have actually time in the next 3 months, whether you work with me or on your own. But if if you're getting married or you have a big thing coming, then maybe it's not the right time. I want you to be like, I'm ready to prioritize myself, and this work is important. And the third one is you are in a place where you're ready and you're seeking support and you're ready to invest in that financially. My experience is you need to invest in yourself if you really want to move forward. It's not like a free, So if you're interested and you're like, yeah, like, no pressure. If we don't work together, that's fine. But I want you to be in that position that you see the value of being supported. So if you are, click on the link and we can book a one-on-one and we can see what that version of you looks like. It's a really exciting conversation. Can I get a thumbs up if you have booked? Yes, Charlie. Jenny is trying. I should say, if the options you see in the calendar don't work, you can send me a message on WhatsApp just after or on email, and I will send you more options. There's one more thing you need to know is I have an August program. It's called the Return of the Queen. It's a one-off. I don't normally do that. It's just 1 month. And I'm offering, there's 2 more spots and we're starting on Thursday. And that's 1 month. It's a smaller, more affordable program. So I can also put the link here. If you want to look at it, you need to book today because we're starting on Thursday and I will send you some exercises. And that's a really fun program. I'm super excited. It's like how to be in your queen energy and how to be in your dominatrix energy. So it's really like queen / moving to your dominatrix, like that really strong woman that is ultimate femininity and who's like taking what she wants in life. My last question for you today is, what is one takeaway for you? How was it for you? Loved the visualization and feeling into my future self. Amazing. Thank you, Lucy. I can see you, everyone typing. It doesn't feel unreachable. I've tried so many times over the past few years, but it seems so far away. This feels more real. Okay, I love to hear that. I love that. And so something I want to mention as well, and that's my approach. My approach is asset-based, I like to say. What I mean by that is when I work with women, we start from your assets. It's not a deficit base. We're not starting to look at your flaws, your shadows, your inner child wound, because you've done that already. I'm sure you've done it. We work on your assets. What is it that makes you special? What is it that is your unique character trait? Who is your femme fatale? That's a big part of the work. Who is your femme fatale in you? And because we do that, it's a feel-good work. So you will see it's actually, Charlie, you will see it's actually much more exciting work. And therefore, you're going to do it because you feel good, So it's not like, let's fix me, I mean, we all need therapy, but this is beyond. This is once you've done all the work on yourself. Satani, yes, motivating others to dare to do the change and make it to feel possible in small steps. I love it. Yes. Chris, main takeaway, small steps, but need to have short-term, medium-term, and long-term build habits from the start. Sophie, I have made a lot of questions that I need to explore further and feel that this will help me being more curious about myself and making tangible change. Love it. Thank you, everyone. I had a great time. I hope you did too. It was really fun for me. So I'm grateful for your time and your attention, everyone. Thank you. I hope this was helpful. I hope we're moving toward the right direction. This is important work. I'm not joking. Like, women needs to shine more in this world. So thank you